Hi, this is Dawn with BlockPlay with Quilted Creations, and today we're going to be doing the 9 patch, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's come over to our cutting board, and the materials that you'll need are going to be your rotary cutter. You can use a 2.5-inch ruler, but for this they square up to 6, so I'm using my 6.5. And then I used a charm pack to do these. You can cut strips, but the charm pack I used was Susanna's Scraps 1830 to 1875 by Betsy Kucherin. So there's several ways that you can make a 9 patch. One is using all strips. But one method that I like to do, and since I'm using a charm pack, these are 5-inch squares that I'm going to cut in 2.5-inch blocks and then sew them to my strip. So I have several already done that we're going to do in a minute, but I just wanted to show you how I cut these. I just go in and I pull out 3 random colors. So let's just use these 3 right here. Flowers, flowers, and I line them up corner to corner. And I usually put my center block on top. And then we're going to cut that at 2.5. So I'm going to line that up right on my, gosh, my ruler wants to stick. So we're going to line that up right on the 2.5. We're going to cut it vertical, and then we're going to cut it horizontal. And I'm lining my side edge up with my bottom line, and then I'm looking for my 2.5-inch strip right here, and I'm lining that up as well. And so now when I pull these apart, whoops, I just put a new blade in here too. Okay, so now when I pull these apart, I have my center block, all my centers. Then I have my blue, my purple, my red, blue, purple, red, blue, blue, purple, red, purple, red, and then this is my center one. And then I have an extra one. So if I'd have pulled a 4th one out, I could have made another one. So these are the blocks we're going to use. And then I have my black background strip. So what I'm going to do now is I want to sew these to my background strip. So now that I'm ready to sew, I take 2 of my cornerstones, I lay on the side, and then I have my cornerstones in my middle right here. It doesn't matter what order you sew them because we're going to cut them apart here in just a minute. So we're going to just sew these together real quick. Just one right behind the other. Some people call this chain piecing, assembly line sewing, rote sewing, whatever word you want to use, but we're just going to do them one right behind the other. Okay, and then you can do, and if you want to continue to do that, you can do all 3 or 4 of your squares at one time, and that will make it go a little faster. I've got stickies on there and it is just holding up my ruler. So again, I'm just lining my bottom edge up to what I know is already a straight line. Cut off my excess. Move that out of the way. There's my middle strip. I'm just cutting this little excess off right here. And if you cut just a smidge off like I did right there, it's okay because these are actually 6.5 and we're going to trim them down to 6 inches. So if you cut a little bit off, it's okay. You're not going to lose anything major. Okay, so now I've got that first block started. So what I do now is I always press to the dark side. I don't even iron these yet. I just sort of press that to the dark side. Press this one to the dark side. And then my middle one right here, I'm still going to press to the dark side. Because what I'm going to do now is now I'm going to sew them like this. Because this one is going to get a blue one. These 2 will get a blue one. But this one, because it's my middle, it actually is going to get another piece. It's going to get sewn to the strip again. So we're going to do that one first. Now, if you want to cut some of these 2.5-inch squares, that's fine. You can do that. My strip is here, and just to keep from being wasteful, I'm just going to go ahead and just do it to my strip. But then I can just assembly line sew just like I did before. So there's my strip. I know these are my corners, so these are going to go this way. Just twist that around. And same thing, just turn this around. Make my cornerstone here. Cut that off. And there's several different ways to make a 9-patch. This is just how I do mine. Now, to what we talked about before in nesting is because I am pushing these to my dark side. So if you can see that on the back, how that's going to the dark side. But this middle, just trim that off right here real quick. So because this one, I'm going to push these to the middle onto that, still to that dark side. I didn't cut that very good, did I? That's okay. We'll get it when we square it up. So what will happen here is whenever I go to put these together, I have this one to the dark side, this to the middle, which is the dark side, and that is going to nest perfect right in there. And what I mean by nest or lock in your seams is taking this dark and butting it up against that dark very, very, very closely. So I don't know if you can see how that just one just butts right into the other. And if you want to pin that right there for security, you can. What I recommend is that you pull that back, and where my pin is right there, I have my pin going from my background piece right into that background piece, right in the same place. That's going to ensure that that's going to stay intact and not move. Now, once you get really good with this, you can pull these together and you can feel how they'll nest. I can feel that there's no extra material in there, and there's not a space in between there. You can feel that with your thumbs when you get good at it. So let's just get that sewn, and we'll trim this little piece up that I didn't quite get trimmed right. And then we're going to do, and see, perfect corners. Pull that pin out of there. And it just makes crisp little corners right there. So we're going to do the same thing with the other side. And these are small enough. Sometimes when you're doing larger pieces, you do want to pin them, but these are so small that I can feel these with my fingers, so I'm not going to pin these. But you can if you want, if you're a little unsure. It does help to keep them intact and in place. Okay, and there we go. And that's our 9-patch. All right, so I have my 9-patch done. So when I turn it over, these where I nested, I did correctly. So that one looks good. This one looks pretty good. And if you need to go in here, there's usually a couple little stitches that need to be pulled out, and just pull them out if you need to, and just get that to lay down flat. So when I come over here to this one though, I have caught this incorrectly. So this looks bad. So the way that you want to fix that is see my seam right here? I don't want to cut my seam. I just want to cut this little piece of what's in there and just kind of force that to lay over there where I want it. And then I can make that lay as flat as I can get it without snipping into my seam line. I can make it lay flat. This one should lay pretty much the way it should. Well, nope, it's not going to lay right either. So we'll pull out our stitches. But I've caught this one incorrectly as well. It actually went, I should have been sewing it I should have been sewing it this way, but instead it got flipped. So I don't want to rip my seam out right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing, not clipping my seam, just going to clip that selvage down to that seam and kind of just force them to lay the way I want. Now I can just let that lay flat like that. There is a little bit of bulk right there. It's not going to lay as flat as these. But in a pinch, if anybody's looking inside your quilt, they're not your friend. So this is going to be okay. Now, if I was putting this in a show, I would probably rip this out and make sure that I had it exactly accurate. But since this is just for something for me here at home, I'm not going to worry about it. Just going to iron that down flat, turn it over, and it still lays pretty flat for me. And I've got just a little piece of bulk right there, but it's not bad. And that is how you fix it if you cannot get your seams to twirl on the back if you have to catch it incorrectly. So let's trim. All right, so to trim, what I want to do is I want to take my ruler line of number 2 right here, and I want to line it up with my line that I've sewn. And then I want this 45-degree angle to go right through these corner pieces. So I'm going to lay my 2 right here on this corner, and I'm going to put my 4 right here. And I can see right here, this is pretty straight, and this is pretty straight. And so I want to trim here. I did that backwards. That is backwards. Well, it's a tough little seam. There we go. All right. So then I'm going to turn this so that now I want to trim the bottom and my side over here. So again, I'm gonna line my 6-inch here, my 6-inch here, and I'm gonna make sure that my 45 degrees is going right through my corners because I want my block to be 6, and so I'm just gonna trim all this excess off. And there's our 6-inch block. Okay, so I've got my 5-inch block done, or excuse me, my 6-inch block done. And the way these go together, you can just lay them, just start putting them together side by side. You can put a sash between them if you want, or not, whatever you choose. This sort of makes its own sashing, I think. So I sort of like it just like this, and then you get this scrappy 4 patch. So that's just the magic of quilting, that whenever you do a block, so many times you get a secondary pattern within the block that you're doing. So just as this sort of made its own sashing, it created this 4 patch secondary inside. So you have your 9 patch, and then you have a 4 patch as well. Thank you for joining us for Block Play with Quilted Creations. See you next time.